Hi folks, I'm Nate with Two Guys Ride. Today Rob and I are in Des Moines, Iowa. We're at the Good Guys Car Show and we're here with John and Katie. Thanks for spending your time with us, but they have this magnificent pickup behind us. So tell us what it is and what year it is.
1970 C10, had it 2 years. We just redid the chassis, new road strap chassis, engine LS3, new transmission.
Just a few things.
Everything but the body and some of the cosmetic stuff.
So the body was already done when you got the truck.
You got it.
I got to tell you, that is a really neat color. Now, if we step back and take a look, because it's a little subtle, but it's three colors.
Yes.
So you've got the top and the middle stripe that are the same.
Right.
And then you've got the hood in sort of the top of the fender area, but then you've got the bottom quarter area that's a darker, to me it looks like a darker shade of green.
I would agree. And don't ask me what colors they are.
Okay.
Because I'm colorblind and I have no idea.
Okay, but you can tell those are two different colors, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, but that is a stunning color on that truck.
Thank you.
Now, when you bought it, there wasn't anything, I mean, it was pretty much a stock besides the paint, or?
No, the body was just the way it is. New wheels, new interior, but the body and paint and trim was basically as you see it. Okay. Now, the paint was, it didn't look like it had been sanded and buffed. It was really rough.
Okay.
So we had it buffed out and sanded, and it shined right up.
Okay, so you didn't have to repaint it, but you did have, but that's work. Okay, so let's talk about, you did modify quite a few things. I know you went through a quick list, but let's go back and talk about the engine first.
Sure. It's a LS3 straight from GM, 500-ish horsepower.
Okay.
Right out of the box, plug and play, 6-speed transmission. Pretty simple setup.
So since you got a 6-speed, then I would imagine you can do some highway driving.
Oh yeah. I mean, it cruises down a highway 70, 75, just at 2,000-ish RPMs, and rides pretty good.
So it's comfortable, right?
Yep.
All right. So before I ask my next question, is this a trailer clean, or do you drive it?
No, I drive it.
Oh, good.
I've had it probably done just before the new chassis, engine, everything, just before Easter, and I've got 3,800 miles on it already.
Okay.
So I drive it to work, drive it to meetings.
That's awesome.
Drive it everywhere.
I think if you're going to bother to pay all that money and the time to get it fixed, you might as well enjoy it rather than letting it sit on the floor, right?
If it's not raining or snowing, I'm driving it.
That's awesome. All right. So you got just enough horsepower to get down the road. You know, that's a lot compared to what it came with, right?
Yes.
All right. You put new rims?
Yep, new wheels, shot wheels.
And are they the same size front and rear?
Nope, they're 20s and 19s.
Okay, 20s in the rear, 19s in the front.
And they've got the hidden lugs, if you notice.
Yeah, I noticed that. I really like that. What do you have for brakes? Because you've modernized the brakes.
It came with the chassis. It's a Roadster shop chassis. I think they're
disc brakes all around.
Bare brakes, yep.
But that's nice. You know, if you're going to drive something every day, and it's a classic, you want to feel like you got to be safe, right?
Yep.
Last thing you want to do is end up hurting somebody else or damaging your car.
It stops like a new car. It really does.
Yeah. Okay. Now, does it have air conditioning then too?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gotta have
air, and it works really well.
Okay. Let's talk about the interior here as we're walking by. This part was already done.
No, we redid. Yep, Snowden seat, new carpet, new door panels.
Okay, what about the gauges?
Dakota Digital. Yep.
Oh, those are all Dakota Digital.
Bluetooth stereo. It looks original.
Right. But you can Bluetooth your phone to it.
Yep. New cup holder. All that. All the interior's new.
The whole interior's new. What about the headliner?
Yep, that's new too.
That's new too. Sun visors.
Yep, you got it.
Okay.
You got it.
And it looks very sharp. But, you know, it's all that original. You know, you would have had the bench seat.
Yep.
Right?
You got it.
And then the new one, I don't remember in the original, did it have that hump in the middle, or was it more flat?
It was just flat all across.
Right. This gives it a little bit more of a two-seater look.
Yeah, you would slide across as you go around.
Oh, sure you would.
Literally.
Mirrors, everything's original there.
You got it.
I love the sort of generic hardware bolt that keeps the
It's
mirror
just the way
on.
it came. I like it.
And then, of course, you got these quarter windows right here. Now, in the back, well, actually, let's talk about underneath, because you did something underneath, too. What do you do?
Full roadster shop. I think they call it the spec chassis.
Okay.
So it comes with brake, suspension, fuel lines, everything.
Okay.
Basically, just take the body off, drop it back on the new chassis,
On the new
you're
chassis.
good to go.
Yeah. You know, that gives you that assurance that what you're driving on is worthy of being driven on, right?
You're not. It corners well. It doesn't roll. No body roll. It actually is.
It doesn't do what my car did one day when I went around the corner and the whole body shifted about an inch.
Did it?
Yeah, it actually stays attached to the frame, right?
Oh, trust me, it was a rattle trap when I was driving it before. You could just rattling and bouncing and rolling everywhere.
So a much improved ride then.
Yes, you got it.
Okay, now in the back, this is pretty much all original metal work, right?
Yeah,
would have had these.
Yep, wider wheel tubs, but the bed and everything is, as far as I know, original.
That's what I was thinking, and what caught me is the line that you can see on the wheel wells.
And I bought these aftermarket.
Really? Mm-hmm. And they just right size. They fit right in.
Yep.
Man.
And yeah, I think the bed is original.
Okay, I got to ask because the way the sun is, but the color of the floor, is that different than what's up here?
I don't think it is. I think it's the same.
Okay, and it's just the sun catching on it. But man, what that is a smoking hot color. I just absolutely love it. Okay, exhaust. You replace the exhaust?
3-inch all the way back. I think we did Borla mufflers.
Okay.
They're nice and quiet as you're cruising, but if you give it a little gas,
then it
really gets loud.
We could hear you coming behind us.
Yeah, could you?
LED taillights?
Yep, and I did the little gas tank dealy bob there.
I love it. So that's your fuel fill.
Yep. So we left the cap and the spout just to keep it looking original by the cab.
Right.
But yeah, it works great.
I like that. That's just so cool. I mean, we've seen other classic cars that have that too.
Yeah.
Not on a pickup, but that is really cool. Okay, then the paneling right here. Is that replaced too?
No, that came with it.
And that
I did replace the upper stripe.
The upper stripe right here.
Molding, but the lower stuff, that's all what it came with.
Okay, so I mean, some of those things can be hard to find depending on the year and make.
You can get them aftermarket, probably. In a few different places nowadays.
You know, we've had a number of friends that have restored cars, and some to a very high degree because they want all that original. But they say, probably 3 out of everything they buy is garbage. And the 4th one is actually worth putting on the car, or it's the best one they could possibly find aftermarket.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that you found it. It looks terrific. I mean, it looks like it just came out of the showroom floor, right?
And that's what I like, the originality.
That is beautiful.
I got a '69 Camaro. I like it looking original.
So this isn't your first classic car?
No, but it's the first one I really dug into and made it the way I want.
Okay. So, what an outstanding truck. But you have more than just this classic car. You've got a Camaro?
'69 Camaro.
Okay.
Yes.
And now, does Katie have one of those cars? Do you hog them both?
Well, we won't talk about that.
Okay.
She went shopping at Walmart the other day when it was raining, so it's even.
It's even now. It's even. I see. All right. So here's my next question. What got you into classic cars in the first place? I don't care if it's a pickup, a car, or whatever. Well, what got you into it?
Even as a teenager, I just liked old cars. I had an old Chevelle Laguna when I was in high school. Blew it up, fixed it. All that kind of stuff. Got married, had kids, got rid of everything that was cool, and we're at a point in life where we can get some cool cars back in our life. So it's fun.
So childhood memories, always had a love for cars. Yeah. That is amazing. What has been one of your favorite memories with this particular truck?
Whew.
Doesn't have to be the most favorite, just
actually
one. And I know that you want to say that it was sharing it with Katie.
Yes.
Okay, but let's move on beyond. I'm trying to save you here.
Yes.
All right?
Good job.
Okay, so but beyond that,
honestly, just driving it every day. That it sounds kooky, but I just
it isn't.
enjoy
I heard
driving
it.
the
It does not sound kooky. It sounds
just,
great.
When it's raining and I don't get to drive for a few days, I'm like, gosh darn it, get a little mad. It's just fun to drive.
Awesome. All right, John, thank you so much for and Katie as well for taking your time to stop and let us talk to you about your beautiful truck. We sure appreciate it.
No, I appreciate you. Thanks.
All right, and thanks for watching.